So I finally found some of the Fae. Let's see on the map. They're over here towards the west of Connacht. Just need one Fae blood. Where'd you go? I'll get a second one. Alright, we have all the ingredients that we need. Where's the fast travel at? There's one down here. That's a long ways down. That's gonna hurt. This is better. There we go. Not too bad. Okay, let's go turn in these ingredients to the alchemist Erwin to help us with the hospital. Here
No
he
need for
is.
that.
Got money? I've got elixirs.
I have everything you asked for.
You finished quicker than I expected. Let me take a look. Daffodil and Mandrake. Not the finest batches I've ever seen, but they'll do. As for the Straw Child skulls, exquisite. Truly an excellent selection. My congratulations. Ah, and the Fae's blood. A rare one. Perfect. It seems that's everything. As promised, I'll join the Merchants Union in that investment and lend my resources to the hospital. I must say, it's satisfying to know the Red Priests won't get their claws on it.
All right.
Nice to see.
Another person who joined. Is that it? Let's see. This is Forlorn Swords. This is Horns of the South, but I don't have the other bloom. Butter's easy enough to get. Misgivings, Forlorn Swords. Forlorn Swords. Okay, I gotta do that one. Gonna have to do this one. And we still have to talk to Bonsi and Osmond. Let's talk to Osmond.
Hello, coming back to me, I see. You must have excellent taste.
You offered advice. Why should I listen to you?
No. Good advice is always handy, especially when it comes from someone experienced. And believe me, when it comes to archery, I'm not just an expert. I'm beyond that. In fact, I'd be surprised if you found anyone on Avalon who knows more about it than I do.
Really? And what makes you the greatest expert on Avalon?
Well, find me someone else who's been doing this for over 40 years. Every aspect of it. Back in '84, I was chosen to represent Connacht in the team archery tournament. And I wasn't even a lick over 18 back then. During one round, we were shooting at targets 100 meters away. The target was the size of a small apple and the wind was blowing from the left. So, I took aim and wham! Right in the middle. Even the captain of the Camelot team jumped up and asked, "Have you got any more like this one? Maybe the boy would rather shoot for us."
If you were that good, then why haven't I heard of you?
If you were older, you surely would have heard of me. I could have been the first of Avalon's archers. They almost knighted me. But as it happened, I joined the watch, got married, and, well, that was that. Hey, if only I'd had the common sense back then that I have now.
What can you tell me about Connacht?
About Connacht? What do you want to know?
Well, tell me about the relocation to Camelot.
There's not much to say. They told us the Menhir's gone out, and now they want to move us along with it, but the way they're handling it, they've been here for weeks. If I were in charge of the Camelot troops, we'd have been done in 3 days.
Tell me about Lord Yvain.
He's a good man, but that woman of his, oh, mother preserve me. She once set herself on fire along with half the mansion. Yvain nearly lost his life trying to save her. Honestly, I'd have just let her burn. She wants to go up in smoke, be my guest. It's a shame about the mansion, though.
Can you tell me about yourself?
I was born here, and I've been shooting a bow ever since I was a wee lad. Even as a nipper, I had better aim than boys 5 years older than me. Around 81 or 82, I remember being allowed to practice with the adults, even though I was only 14 or so. One time, our master, we called him Uncle, gathered us in a meadow. He said, "Lads, we're gonna have a contest. Whoever shoots the farthest gets a honeyed apple and a beer from me." They were shooting and shooting, but I just took one glance, aimed, and whoosh. My arrow flew half again as far as their farthest shot. 300 meters, easily. So they turned to me and went, "Come on, Osmond, we can't compete with you. You always win." Osmond, you always win. That's what they said.
Uh-huh. I just said thanks. Thank you.
I could have joined Camelot's army. With my aim, they would have made me one of the royal archers. But leaving was tough, especially since the girls here love to watch me shoot. They'd squeal with delight every time. And in Camelot, during a war, who knows what might have happened, so I decided to stay in Connacht and join the Watch.
Uh-huh.
In the Watch, I taught others.
It just goes on and on.
Some of them loved those lessons so much they kept practicing even after sunset. So I'd ask them, "What are you doing here? You can't even see the target." And they'd reply, "Oh, but the lessons with you are just too short, and we're really excited about archery."
Uh-huh.
I kept participating in tournaments. People often bet against me, claiming I couldn't hit a bird in flight or a birch as thin as 2 fingers. I usually came out on top, earning a decent amount of money. But somehow it all just vanished over time. Then I quit the Watch and began trading in top quality bows and arrows. That's all there is to know about me. Oh, and I have an adult daughter, but I'm not sure if she's still around. She left Connacht and we lost touch.
Do you have any interesting gossip?
Gossip is for women and innkeepers. You should see Morag for that. She's both. She's a good one. About 3 years ago, I helped her fix her roof because her husband had died, and there was no one else to do it. She still mentions it. "Osmond, you fixed that roof better than any roofer could." She tells me that every time she sees me.
Eileen would like to know if you'll support the Merchants Union investing in the local hospital.
Ha! I'm not surprised he's asking me. Without my financial backing and, more importantly, my experience, most of the guild's investments wouldn't stand a chance. They really value my involvement, and that gives me leverage. In other words, I can do a bit of bargaining.
What do you want in return?
Have you heard the legend of Robbie of Grubwood? A bandit who stole from rich merchants and gave the gold to commoners.
Yeah, I saw a statue.
They say he was an incredible archer. At least, that's how the story goes. People say the same about me, but I'm still waiting for someone to write a song about me, like they did for Robbie. It's only a matter of time. Robbie's long dead. I heard someone in his gang betrayed him. He's buried in a tomb not far from here, along with his bow. And that bow has been on my mind for a while now, you see. According to legend, it's made from centuries-old yew and enchanted by a druid whose life Robbie once saved. Bring me that bow, and I'll support Alwyn's investment. What do you say?
All right, I'll find it and bring it to you.
That's what I like to hear. I always say sticking close to older, more experienced folks is worth it. There's so much you can learn from them. Am I right? Of course I am!
About Robbie's bow.
What about it?
Not yet.
Then what do
Do you know of any work going on around here?
As it happens, there's something you can do for me.
Okay.
I've written a letter to Lord Yvain, a few suggestions on how, in my view, he ought to handle this whole business with Camelot. Figured he could use a bit of advice from someone with strategic sense, a head for negotiation, and a touch of military experience. Would you take it to him? You've got younger legs, and I'd rather not leave my stall unattended. I'll give you a few coins for your trouble.
All right.
Brilliant. Here you go. Just don't lose it. I've only got the one copy, and I've no mind to write it all out again.
You
Okay.
doing okay?
Let's talk to her now.
Good to see you.
What's this talk about the men here?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just passing through. From what I understand, Camelot wants to move it to their place along with the inhabitants, but they prefer to stay. They want to live in one place their whole lives. Can you imagine that?
An adventure, huh? What kind of adventures are we talking about?
Oh, all different kinds. Like the ones where you crawl through damp caves or cold tombs, dodge traps, and hope whatever's growling in the dark isn't hungry.
Sounds like what I spent most of my time doing.
Really? Oh, then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Old tombs, so you rob graves?
Oh, I just take old, forgotten trinkets. They're no use for the dead anyway. It's not robbery if nobody's around to miss them. Think of it as giving treasures a second chance to shine.
That's nice. You seem a bit young for this life.
Oh, maybe I am, but I manage just fine. And I wouldn't trade this life for anything else. If I had to stay in one place, I'd die of boredom.
What was your latest adventure?
A trip to the caves by the bay in the south. The bandits set up a camp there, so I decided to go after their loot. After all, stealing from a thief isn't a crime, right? They were drunk, so I thought I could sneak in and grab the treasure without any trouble. But I guess I underestimated them. They caught on and started chasing me. 4 or 5 of them, I think. I made it to the exit, and then there was a giant ogre on the beach. I barely managed to slip past it, and the bandits backed off.
Quite the stroke of luck.
You bet. Well, crazy stories like that keep happening to me all the time. I usually barely manage to escape with my life. And I owe all my luck to my magical hairpin. I picked it up from a delightful wandering merchant who goes by the name Malachi. He said the hairpin was blessed by the Lady of the Lake herself.
I know Malachi, he certainly is delightful.
Isn't he? Always with that cheeky grin and a tale to tell.
How's business going?
Slowly but surely. In Connacht, fewer people than I expected are looking for artifacts, potion ingredients, or adventuring gear, so I'm counting on travelers. Like you. You must be interested in unique enchanted items, right? Oh, of course you are. I've got something, well, peculiar, but it comes with a fascinating story. It's a piece of armor I found on one of my expeditions. A beautiful, knightly breastplate with just one tiny flaw. It screams in pain when it's struck.
A breastplate that screams in pain?
But I'm afraid not
That is
many
funny.
people have the sense of humor to wear it. I'll let it go for a mere 200 coins.
Drop it to 150 and I'll buy it.
All right, deal. I just want to get rid of this gear and hit the road.
I gotta see what
one
that
more thing.
does.
This armor came with a letter. I found both in the ancestral tomb of the Gévaudan family.
Gévaudan
Oh, I'm a little
family.
jealous, to be honest. This sounds like the beginning of an exciting adventure.
Ooh.
I chased the trail myself. But first, I need to sell off my find so I can travel light. With a full coin purse, of course.
Of course. Nice, I got a letter. To my son, Cineric. As you know, I've devoted my life to the ideas of King Arthur. With his name on my lips, I fought countless battles, leaving wives without husbands and children without fathers. Now, as my life wanes, I wonder whether the gods will see my cause as righteous or condemn me to eternal damnation. This thought haunts me endlessly. Even the absolution of the All-Mother's priestess brings no comfort, for who can know the will of the gods? I cannot risk my soul's fate. I sought out experts in magic and ancient rituals. They anchored my spirit to a tangible object, my faithful breastplate, ensuring demons cannot drag me to the afterlife. If the spell succeeded, my soul is bound to the steel, safe from damnation. I entrust you with protecting this armor, for not even the gods shall decide my fate.
Good to see you.
The Merchants Union wants you to invest in a hospital. Are you joining in?
I don't know. I got an offer to supply ingredients for healing potions. But honestly, that doesn't sound very exciting. My adventures are more about leaping over chasms and escaping collapsing ruins than gathering wildflowers.
Rare plants tend to grow in strange places.
Maybe so. but it's still not worth spending as much time on it as Alwyn wants. I could be exploring underground labyrinths or running from guards across rooftops instead.
Strength, 100% chance. If you can handle the journey, you can handle carrying a little extra.
You know what? You're right. That could work. I can't go anywhere until I sell off all my wares. How about it? Want to take the lot? Yes.
2,000. That's a lot of money. But I have to do it for this. I'm not buying all that, I guess I could say.
I get it. It's a big expense. And honestly, I felt a little...
No!
The world's too...
You won't be able to join. Should I have bought it? That's like all my money. Maybe with just Osmond would be good. Can I talk to her again? This is auto-saved. I think I could... This would be okay. I guess we will have to buy it to get her support for the hospital. Damn. Let's try this again.
I don't... Yeah.
Alright, buy it.
Fantastic. If you don't let Alwyn know I'm in. Life's too...
Alright, well we got her stuff. I want to look at this armor that we just got. It screams in pain when hit. Takes 20% of the damage instead of you while screaming in agony. That's pretty good. 20% of the damage? That's a lot of damage. I might have to do that. 2,000. I need 6 practicality. I need more practicality. I want to test this screaming. Oh.
Hello there.
I convinced most of the merchants union... Oh, wait. We still have to do the other guy. We still have to convince the other guy. By getting the bow. To find Robbie's grave. It has a check mark. I don't see it marked on the map anywhere. I feel like I probably already found it before. I've seen a lot of caves. Let me check something real quick. Let's see if I can find it real quick. All the way to the western end of the map. As you go about to the western end, you'll pass through the brutal swamps. You may also stumble across the corrupt temple. If you stumble across the corrupt temple, is a sign you are closing in on the grave. From the temple, continue north along the border. As you circle around on the border, keep your eyes peeled towards the lake. Spot a cemetery in the middle of the lake. Head over to the swamp crypt. This is... Oh, okay, so it's that crypt in the middle of the lake. We've been there a few times. So let's fast travel over there. It's, where was it? This one right here. Swamp Crypt. Right over here, I believe, right? Yeah, I'm going the right way. There it is. What's my practicality at right now? 4, so I need 2 more. No, that's perception. One. I need a lot more. I might take another potion. Reset my stats so I can wear this armor. How much defense does the armor give me? Is it worth it with the defense? Let's see. So my armor does 11, well this does 11 armor, this is 7 armor. Oh no. Oh, come on, dude. don't know if I can beat him still. Oh my gosh. Yeah, get him. Dang. That guy's really doing some work on him. No, he's about to die. No, he died. I'm doing okay. I'm about halfway. No, always that move. Crap, I need health. I'm trying to kill this guy because I'm sick of him being over here. Do I have any other potions that might help do this a little faster? I have a speed potion I can use, and I have life steal. Oh, he almost got me. Missed. Missed. Come on, dude. Just die. Yeah, we did it. We finally beat that guy. I can't believe we did it. I've been wanting to kill that guy for so long. Alright, so this is Robbie's grave. Go inside. I think we've been inside here before, but we couldn't really do much. But now that we have the quest objective, we should be able to do more. Oh, crap. Oh, that's fine. No, I have been through here. I killed everything through here. Oh, a poison ring. Increases damage by 100% if enemy is poisoned. That's pretty good. 100% extra damage is nice. Okay, killed you. Nothing over here. Nothing over here. Oh, you. Oh, you're already dead. That looks so terrifying. We got some pork. There's Robbie's statue. Ah, this must be where the bow is. There we are, Robbie's bow. Restore 20 stamina after killing an enemy. You have 10% chance to instantly kill an enemy if it has less than 20% stamina. Wow. We already read that before. Because we've been here before. Let's get out of here. Alright, we got the bow. Let's go turn it in and then he'll join and we'll have all the merchants that are going to be joining the effort for the Merchants Union to help the hospital. Okay, there's my fast travel over here. So glad I don't have to worry about that guy ever coming out at me at night again. He is the strongest foe in Act 2. Alright, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. Maybe wait one more hour. There he is.
You doing okay? Hello. Coming back to me, I see. You must have excellent taste.
About Robbie's bow.
What about it?
Here it is.
Oh, quite elegant indeed. It just needs one small adjustment.
He broke it. What are you doing? Why did you break it?
Do you know how many legends and songs I've heard about this Robbie guy? Oh, what a remarkable marksman he was. Splitting an arrow already lodged in the bullseye with his own during a tournament. What a story. But did anyone actually see it happen? Why make up nonsense when there are just as good or even better living archers out there? One of them lives right here in Connacht. Why not write songs about him? A bandit is a bandit, and yet here we are, turning a thief and murderer into some sort of romantic hero. Some hero.
Will you join the investments with the merchant unions now?
I gave my word, didn't I? And do you know who breaks their word? People without honor, thieves and bandits. No one would ever call me that. Everyone knows I keep my promises.
All right, we got another one.
You doing okay?
Let's do his letter real quick. That should be pretty easy, right? We just go talk to the guy. Why isn't it completed? I guess I gotta talk to this guy. I convinced everyone to support the hospital.
That's terrific news. I must say I'm impressed. Getting that lot to agree on anything is not a small feat. Now, we can really get started. Ailey will stay on as head of the hospital. But with steady finances and a reliable supply of medicine, it should take a lot of the burden off her shoulders. In the meantime, we'll turn this endeavor into a truly profitable business. You know, I've got to say, it's been a real pleasure working with you. The whole of Connacht will owe you a great deal.
All right.
It's been a pleasure.
We did it. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, failed that. I turned it into him.
I wasn't expecting combat.
Whatever. Let us... Oh, maybe it's because I didn't talk to... I didn't talk to him? About the letter or whatever? I thought that wasn't part of the joining the union thing. Yeah, I don't see that quest anymore. Huh. I thought that was just his own separate kind of thing. Oh well. Not a big deal. Alright, let's go... Oh, we have to check in on her after some time. Let's do this one then. We gotta speak with Walter. There's Walter.
Nice to see you.
Hello there, strange-looking citizen. You lost, or just looking for someone?
I was actually looking for you. You've got a bit of a reputation around here.
A reputation? Me? For what? Standing around looking tough?
No, for being Liliana's biggest fan. Funny thing, all the books about her went missing.
Oi, wait a moment. You think I stole those books? Beautiful Liliana is sacred to me, all right? I'd never touch Vrel's stash, I swear. I was saving up for the new volume. Now it's gone? How the hell am I supposed to know what happens to Liliana next? No!
Any idea who might have taken them?
I don't know.
Taken them.
But there's this red priest hanging around who loves scaring the crap out of soldiers. Always preaching doom and sin, you know? And you know what's worse? That damn priest saying Liliana's, inspiring moments are why I'll be cursed.
What?
He told me I'd grow hair on the inside of my palms. What kind of nutter says that to a bloke? Is that even a thing? Damn brother Ismat got me paranoid.
No, he's the paranoid one. You'll be fine.
Oh, thank the gods. I was losing sleep over this. I mean, I don't trust that priest farther than I could throw him, but he's got a way of getting inside your head, you know? I guess I should have known better. Beautiful Liliana's too pure to curse a guy, right? Right?
Where can I find this priest?
Oh, he's probably at the Red Church headquarters. That's where they're always praying and doing whatever it is that Red Priests do. Just be careful. The man's got a way of making you feel like you're already cursed. Creepy bastard.
All right,
See you later.
let's go deal with this red priest.
Oh,
We've dealt
hello there.
with our fair share of red priest already. Okay, he's just across town. Right down here. Let's find a way down there. Here we go. Little rooftop jumping. Whoop, whoop. And in we go. This is it, right? Yes.
We are the sanctified mark.
Oh, he's slapping himself.
Through blood we strive for purity. Through purity we serve the people.
Hello?
Through service and duty we ascend to holiness. Yes? What reason do you have to interrupt my prayer? What could be more important than this?
I spoke with a soldier who told me you filled his head with some strange notions.
I know which sinner you speak of. I also know he intended to read those books, tainted with lechery. I could not allow that. Because I know all too well what they do to minds prone to living in impurity. As I know what that man intended to do, with his sweaty hands panting over the next chapter.
You say you know all too well the dangers these books can do?
Of course.
Uh-huh.
I am a red priest, after all.
Uh-huh.
I know much about the struggles of the spirit, about what shatters a person's dignity, about the acts that cloud the mind with a fog.
Speak what you know, or this conversation will turn into a different crusade, mine against you.
I am not sure what you were trying to accomplish. Please, just go. We are the sanctified martyrs.
Okay, now what?
Why do you...
There we go.
Violence is
Now it
such
worked.
a
First time it didn't
primitive
work.
act.
Now it worked.
Yes, I stole those books that are thick with words yet imparting no virtue, filled with vulgar, scandalous illustrations.
What did you plan to do with those stolen books?
What did I plan? To burn them, of course. That is what Miss Liliana deserves. That is the fate that befalls a rakish infidel.
You want to burn books because they make people horny? I understand the struggles of faith, but you stole someone's goods. Return them to me.
I must refuse you. We will not return these books. They are now part of the Red Church's property. And through me, the Church will decide their fate.
I'll just kill you.
They end in fire, where they belong.
I'm unstoppable now. You want to burn books because they make people horny.
I acknowledge that sin is a natural part of the soul, yet equally natural should be penance, to free oneself from that sin. Chasteness does not come easily, but that is why it is a virtue, granting oneself relief through such primitive and vulgar acts, engaging with something as vile as these books. Have you read A Sermon on the Paths of Discipline by Brother Flamen? He makes a proper statement about those types of deviations. Hands that stray toward idle pleasures build no temple.
I would gladly familiarize myself with a sermon and then return to you.
Ah, excellent. We are the sanctified martyrs.
All right.
Through blood we strive for purity.
Sermon of Purity there.
Through
Brothers and sisters, heed this wisdom. The body is a vessel of the prophet's will, and his purpose is not to squander, but to glorify. Hands that stray towards idle pleasure build no temple, for what is taken in secrecy profits not the soul. Let not thy flesh govern thy spirit, for the fleeting flames of indulgence consume the heart's purity and leave behind only ash. This is interesting. He says, what is taken in secrecy profits not the soul. So he took the books in secrecy. Treat your body like a sacred place, not a disgusting brothel, as a pursuit for bodily pleasure is like blindness, and a blind man cannot fulfill his service either to his kin or to Kai, which makes him barren and forever lost. Yet the prophet's judgment is not swift but discerning, full of care and justice at the same time. It is not the act alone that is weighed, but the intent and the fruit thereof. A hand that lingers on selfish desire serves no purpose higher than itself, but a man that labors for love and creation walks the righteous path. Know this, the seed is sacred, meant not for waste, but for the cultivation of life and the service of a greater purpose. Thus, walk not in shame, but in understanding, for the prophet judges the purpose, not the motion, and not the vessel's nature, but its fruits.
we are the sanctified martyrs.
All right, let's talk to him again.
You have returned.
Yes.
My decision remains unchanged. All of Liliana's books will burn as soon as I finish my prayer. Let not, we are the sanctified.
I thought I had to read. I need to study sermons for a prepare a debate. Okay.
Through blood we strive for purity.
Let no soul be led astray by words misunderstood, for the prophet's wisdom is clear to those who seek it. The labor of hands, whether in toil or in rest, is not in itself a matter of sin. For sin dwells not in the motion, but the intent. It is the heart that corrupts, not the body's natural course. Golly, can't speak. What is not written in other great texts? To every season a purpose, to every act its time. So too must this be understood. The gift of life and the body's design are not in this shame, are not given in shame, but in wonder. All that is done in secret shall be known, as we all acknowledge that we are people, and as people we sin. Idle hands are those which cease to build love, care, connection, but not all solitude is idleness, nor is every private act vanity. Condemn not where no harm is done, and let thy heart seek wisdom before casting stones.
We are the sanctified martyrs. Through blood we strive for purity.
I should read this.
We serve the people.
I confirm receipt and payment of the order. The receipt has been issued in 2 identical copies. A collection of books from Liliana's adventure-themed erotica.
We are the sanctified martyrs.
And I can read this.
Through blood
To
we
steal it.
strive for purity.
Sermon of
Through
Purity and Temperance. That's the same
we
thing right
serve
here.
the people. We are the sanctified martyrs.
All right, let's try now.
Through blood we. You have.
I've read some of the Red Church sermons.
So, what has someone like you gleaned from them? I am most curious, especially since it's written that a hand that lingers on selfish desire serves no purpose higher than itself. Know this, the seed is sacred, meant not for waste, but for the cultivation of life and the service of greater purpose.
What if such a form of satisfaction allows people to meet their needs in a healthy way? Does that not serve a purpose?
Of course it serves a purpose. A vain and impure one. Such self-gratification weakens the spirit and body. It compels the heart to submit to every fleeting whim. Meanwhile, to be men means resisting those whims, holding back the hand from striking, restraining the hand from depravity. How can a man be ready to protect his loved ones if he's so willing to blind himself through sin? Just to remind you, a blind man cannot fulfill his service either to his kin or Kay, which makes him barren and forever lost.
Let's see. Yet it is not the act of the hand that condemns, but the heart that guides his straight. The labor of hands, whether toil and rest, is not a matter of sin. Let's see. Yet the labor of hands, whether in toil or in rest, is not in itself a matter of sin.
For sin dwells not in the motion, but in the intent. It is the heart that corrupts, not the body's natural course.
Exactly.
I know that clarification by Sixtus. Some may call him rational, but for me he is nothing more than a pervert, trying to justify his depravity.
You know, let's see. Speaking on these matters, you seem to adopt an accusatory tone.
I fear that sometimes this tone is necessary in priestly service. We know human nature all too well, do we not? Avoiding an admission of guilt does not mean avoiding punishment. Someone may treat my teachings with disdain, but ultimately, they will still stand before Kay and her word. Your words, however, are wise, and they lead towards reflection.
You quoted that seed is sacred. Perhaps we should treat those subjects as a natural part of our life, without unnecessary sanctity.
And there it is, the image of modern humanity, knowing no virtues. Stripping purity from every aspect of life, you kill holiness. And then, in the face of life's hardships, you ask where grace has gone.
You should let heart seek wisdom before casting stones. For the prophet judges the purpose, not the motion. To be frank, I think Kay doesn't care if someone takes matters into their own hands. I think you allocate sanctity to the wrong things, but it is crucial to find holiness where it truly resides, and at the same time discern where excessive zeal is unnecessary.
Do not waste your time searching for trivial problems. It can be put to much better use. Yes, you might be right about that one.
Yeah.
Stranger. An excellent observation, and a keen use of the passage from A Sermon on Purity and Temperance, I must admit.
Yes. What gives you the right to control what a person does with their own body?
This is not about control, my child, but about opening the eyes
I'm
of
not your
those
child.
who cannot see. Would it not be better if each of us were ready to receive the prophet's word? A body that succumbs to temptation is a weak body. That is precisely why we must maintain purity, to be ready at any moment to receive the grace of the prophet. As Brother Flamen says, treat your body like a sacred place, not a disgusting brothel, as the pursuits of bodily pleasures is like blindness.
Kai calls not for the denial of the body's working, but for the elevation of the spirit. But is it really for you to judge? The sermon says, yet the prophet's judgment is not swift, but discerning and full of care and justice at the same time.
That is, of course, an astute observation, and proof that you've read the sermon thoroughly.
Yes.
However, I am full of faith that I have been placed on this path precisely to make such judgments in the prophet's name. Still, one could also view it from the perspective you mentioned. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, dear stranger, where did our little discourse lead you? What about my role in all of this? Where would people be without priests, striving to protect them from sin and impurity?
I believe that what people do with their own bodies is their own business. You desire grace, someone else desires eroticism. Both are fine as long as neither harms another person. Separate natural needs from faith. Or separate natural needs from faith. Some things don't need to be treated with dogma. This is sanctity and there is humanity. Don't make a fuss over reading lewd books. You know what? Burn the books. Let's go with separate natural needs from faith. Some things don't need to be treated with dogma.
Everything is tied to faith. Don't you see? Every act, every gesture of our hand may prove defining. Separating those two. Enough. I see you've tried. The books.
How about this?
Oi! Stop what you.
I won't pay. There. How's that? Alright. Let's reload. I picked the wrong choice. I almost got there. Alright.
Accept my.
I have to load it a little bit sooner. Right here. This is kind of just a mission where you have to just hopefully get the right answer. There's no clear path.
Sanctified martyrs.
Okay.
Through blood.
Let's try this again. I read some of the stuff. Alright. Not the vessel's nature, but its fruits.
I help you. You. We. That I.
Let's see.
What? Their own business about the fact.
Okay, about the fact that each of us become a vessel and her word can resonate. That's what being a good person is for. Liliana has nothing to do with it. I've met people falling into temptation with good hearts, doing lots of good things for others.
But a hand that labors for love and creation walks the righteous path. I suppose, then, that those who succumb to temptations can still do good. Enough, stranger. I see you've tried. The books will burn.
See? This is what I don't understand. Just die. Alright, let's try again. There's got to be a certain route that will get it to work. Kind of annoying. I just want to kill stuff. I don't care to select the right choices. Alright, let's try again. I've read some of the sermons. Let's try this one. Let's see.
The things what it did that. That's enough. I see you've tried.
Oh my gosh. So annoying. Might just look this one up because this is ridiculous. I should just be able to kill him and take the books. Or force him to give me the books. Threaten him. Use my strength stat. Alright, let's try this one.
The things what about?
Okay, let's try this one.
Enough. I see you've tried. The books will.
Alright, I'm gonna look it up because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. that you have to pick the exact. There's like one selection I'm missing, or you have to like get them all right in a row. Like if you miss one, I think he burns them regardless. All right, so load game again because I didn't load it at the right spot. And then we're going to just look up the answer. I hate that though, when there's missions like this where you have to look up the answer. I mean, I could sit here and guess like over and over and over again and eventually get it, but that's not fun. Neither is looking it up. Alright, Temptation. Let me see, what is this quest called? Temptation. That's the name of the quest as well. So... at least if I look it up, you could just look at this and you don't have to look it up. Alright, here we go. Yeah, everybody says it's annoying. Everybody that does this quest. What a terrible quest, Holy Grail devs, that you made this quest. It's so boring. It's stupid. Alright, here we go. I've read some of the sermons. Alright, here we go. First, we have to say, yet it is not... yet the labor of hands matters sin. Your language is full of accusations. Oh, you speak accusatory tone. That's actually it. Okay, next is, I think you allocate sanctity to the wrong things. I don't see that. Prophet, the judgment is not swift.
That as what about?
And then I believe that people do their own bodies in their own business. And then I've met people falling to temptation.
I see you've tried.
Dang it. Must have missed one. Okay, so you have to get 3 books. On the box to the right of the priest, on the top shelf, right next to the priest on the top shelf. I got all those books.
We are sanctified martyrs. We are the sanctified martyrs. Through blood we strive.
But what about it? But what about yet is not the act of the hand that condemns, but the heart that guides it astray? That's the first choice.
No.
There it is. I think I chose the wrong one. And then we go to, speaking on these matters, you seem to adopt an accusatory tone.
I love you. And you.
And then we go to, I think you allocate sanctity to the wrong things.
Would that as.
And then we go from there to, but is it really for you to judge? The sermon says, yet the prophet's judgment is not swift.
How, so what about? Speaking with you has been, thank you deeply, of course.
Alright, there, we're done. Still wish I could kill him. Alright, we finally did it. Oh, there we go. Let's turn in this god-awful quest so we can be done with it. It's been the worst quest so far in the entire game. At least that's, I guess, a positive for it. All the other quests have been okay, except for that one. And the other quest, even the ones collecting 50 wood, have been super annoying, except for that one. Alright, I got your books back. It took some doing, though.
Careful with that.
Here we go.
Before you ask, no. I do not have any books personally signed by Merlin, nor will I fake his signature.
Here are your books.
Thank you. How's Walter? I hope he didn't greet too hard when you made him part with him.
wasn't Walter, it was Brother Ismat.
Brother Ismat? A red priest? What for? Don't tell me he wanted to burn them for being indecent.
Yep, but he couldn't do it. I told him to return it.
Oh, so Kai does condemn thievery after all. I can never keep track. No matter. As long as the books are back where they belong. Thank you for helping. No many folks around here would have had my back like that. Here, take some gold as a reward, and I'll make sure you get a discount next time. One more thing. I can see you're alright, and I hope I can trust you. We need to talk.
Okay, what is it?
I need to ask you for something. It's serious. It might even be a matter of life and death. There's a stone tablet in Lord Devaine's manor. A Delrida relic. And I need you to get it for me.
Why does it matter of life or death?
The tablet was made by the Theud tribe and given to House Tarian as a token of friendship between the Delrida and the people of Cunacht. It's cursed, I suppose. Look, I'm no Theud. I don't pretend to understand their magic. But I do know the tablet causes nightmares. The thicker the weirdness, the worse they get. And, well, we all know what happened to Lady Maeve. If that tablet killed her, it can't stay in the manor.
Cursed tablet. That doesn't seem very honorable. If it's so dangerous, maybe it should be destroyed.
Maybe it should. But it's also history. If the Stone Wardens are right, this tablet is one of the oldest examples of Theud craftsmanship. A piece of Delrida magic that survived on Avalon for centuries. Still, if it comes down to it, if it's a choice between taking it or leaving it behind to do more harm, destroy it. I'll deal with the Stone Wardens afterwards.
If you knew all this, why didn't you say something sooner?
Aye, if I'd known, I would have said something. But I didn't. No until the Stone Wardens reached out to me a while ago, asking if I could petition Lord Devaine to return the tablet to the Delrida. I own a bookshop. I don't exactly have the social standing to march into Yvain's manor and demand he hand over an ancient artifact here.
Cursed tablet? That doesn't seem very honorable.
Ask any Ulf, and they'll tell you the whole Theud tribe isn't honourable. Just because they use magic. They'll also call the Volker a bunch of raving lunatics. But while I don't put much stock in prejudice, it does feel wrong.
Sure, I'll break into Lord Yvain's manor for you.
You know, I was just going to ask you to talk to Anselm for me. But if breaking in is what you prefer, I'll only stop you. Just try not to get caught, alright? That would be embarrassing for both of us.
Alright. Got the temptation done. We got another quest. Level 51. Did I level up yet? I think I did. We just haven't been getting as much experience lately. We've kind of been topping out of quest here at Cunacht. We're almost done.